Welcome to PC Wits Kids Tech Talk. Today I've got something brand new from Zotac. From their gaming series, we've got the GeForce RTX 2080 Super Amp Extreme with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's right, we're going to be showing you some of these features. Obviously on the box you can see here the main ones that they're trying to advertise. We're going to look at these in detail, but the main feature here, you can't miss it. It's the GeForce RTX. That's right, the real-time ray tracing that we're going to see while we're gaming. We want to see those lighting effects. We want to see those shades. We want to see the realism that this brings from the Amp Extreme, the Super Edition that Zotac Gaming has here to offer. Now, if you're upgrading from an older graphics card, maybe you got an NVIDIA 970, which I had. Also, I have an R9 390. These specs beat those hands down, and that's really what you want to future-proof yourself, get a boost of performance when you upgrade. And I've removed my older R9 graphics card, which does not have RTX support, and I'm installing this beauty, as you can see right here, in all its glory with the 3 fans, and well, not just the 3 fans, but it has the Spectra 2.0 lighting system. You know, you can see the Zotac gaming on that white there's these lighting zones, I guess, that you can control and set things the way you want. I'm going to go through that more in detail in a part 2 video for you guys, so you can see that. But today it's more about the cooling. It's about the performance, and it's about the beauty that the RTX feature that this card can bring when you're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, of course, you can have this on 4 monitors, you can have it on 2 or 3 monitors, and that's really what you want. You want to be able to high definition viewing is really what it's all about. And if you have an older generation card, you're going to lack a little bit in the power to be able to run this at 2K and at 4K. This graphics card, obviously heavy duty, built to last. You can see that reinforcement on that back plate that wraps around on the top and on the side, actually. Very nice matte finish. Love the look and feel of this card. Obviously, one thing to note, of course, you're going to have a system that is capable of keeping up with the power demands. This is for extreme gamers. You want to maybe have 2 of these cards in there. You can, why not, install the another card in there and have it in basically that SLI fashion. Now, another thing, you need about a 650 watt power supply. That's why you've got 2 8-pin power connectors here, as you can see. I would recommend an 850, so that way I can overclock things and run them even faster, which is great because this does have an overclock scanner software tool that allows you to basically take this to the next level. Not that you really need to. I mean, you can just run it on defaults, and it's great because of that boost there that it has. As you can see, the power boost, which allows you basically to leverage the 16 plus 4 power phases. So the extra power phases are going to allow you to basically take this to the next level and overclock it further without worrying about the card suffering, right? So it's able to keep up with the power demands, and that's really what this is about. You can see also the thickness of this thing. Wow, I mean, it's about almost 3 widths in when you see the slots here, 1 and 2, and almost 3 widths high on that, but it's about 2.5 really, almost 3. So keep that in mind when you're installing it. You need about 2 slots and a little bit more. Okay, the gaming rig that I've got here, this beauty, basically we're gonna take away the R9 390 that I have in there, which is not capable of RTX, and put in the Zotac Super. Okay, the Amp Extreme. As you can see right there, it is installed in all its beauty with enough clearance that it doesn't touch my humongous CPU cooler sandwich there, as you can see on that radiator. So I love the effects, though. I mean, I tell you, the Firestorm software that it comes with allows you to really customize and sync it up very nicely with the rest of your hardware. I have it there just on at default, so it's doing the rainbow thing. But, I do like it doing alternating colors or just have it all red so it can match with the rest of my components and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to make it yours and customize it. So now we're going to do some gaming. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that's right. High graphics settings at the default clock speeds, as you can see right here. Okay, so I'm not going to do any overclocking on the card. It comes at default at these settings right here. And in the game itself, we're going to go into the graphics settings, set things on their highest possible settings, as you can see here, that are recommended really to enjoy both the campaign, the multiplayer level, co-op, any level, you know, that you play. It's going to look great at 1440p, which is what I'm going to run it at as well. We're going to start off here on the single player campaign, and of course RTX is enabled here and running. I love the different types of shadows, the lighting, the effects that they've done in this game. The developers did a great job, and they're really leveraging the technology to the fullest. You can see here we're at a nighttime scene, so there's going to be a lot of fog, there's a lot of smoke going on, there's fires in the distance, you can see that as well, the lighting coming from the flashlights, so a lot of realism happening here as you go along in this game. The campaign levels are really intense. They get you involved, you know, almost like in a movie, right? You really get into the storyline on this covert ops type of feel to it as you go through these levels. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the graphic effects that the developers implemented are just astonishing. They're just getting better and better. I love the reflections, the shadowing, the realism again from, look at the fire there happening. I mean, it just makes you want to just pause and just look at what's going around you as you're going through these campaign levels and the storyline. Definitely want to show you more about the different lightings and effects that you're getting out of this game, but you know, RTX looks great. It's very smooth. I'm getting lots of frames. If you're wondering, I'll do some further benchmarks on this, but definitely very, very smooth graphics, no lag, no stutter, no bottleneck, of course, from the GPU and the system that I'm running. It's an excellent gaming system. The specs that I'm running here to keep things running smoothly with the Zotac 2080 Super Amp Extreme. So here we go, going into this warehouse. You can see here again, it's a bit challenging. There's going to be some points in the game, of course, that I'm not familiar with. It's the first time I'm going through this, so again, bear with me. I haven't done these levels before, so this is all first time. You're seeing me actually playing this for the first time, so it's very intense, very careful here, and again, I'm trying to show you guys how smooth this game is. I do like how the lighting changes as well, so you know, when they tell you and give you hints to turn off certain things or shoot the lights to, you know, make sure that they don't get the spotlight on you and things like that, you instantly see the changes in the environment as well, so that's pretty cool. Of course, it is kind of blinding. You see the flares going on, you see the fire, you see the smoke, everything. You know, it's pretty intense sometimes when there's a lot of action and a battle going around you, right? So here you can see again at 1440p, running it on the highest settings. You can see here how smooth this is going on. Definitely love to see the different types of lighting and shadow on your weapon as well. That is pretty neat. And going around here on the corners, after you get familiar with, you know, the style of this gameplay compared to other types of first-person shooters, this is pretty neat, I gotta admit. I mean, I've played Call of Duty before, but not this specific game, so this is the first time for me on this specific Modern Warfare game. But if you're, you know, used to playing first-person shooters, you're gonna really get into this pretty quick. Okay, so it's not something that you have to learn from scratch and try to get familiar with the keys and all the combinations of things. It's pretty intuitive, easy to follow, and again, like I said, because the game is so smooth, you really get into it much easier, much quicker. And as you can see there, as the people move around, you see the shadows following them. It's very smooth, blended. You know, they don't have these jagged, rough edges, for example, that you used to get without the ray tracing. So very nice to see all of these little pieces of detail that sometimes you might overlook when you're playing. But if you look down, you look around you, and you pause for a second, you really get to appreciate that. Again, you can see the frames per second on the top left corner if you're interested. I've got that running there as well. Again, remember, I did not touch the fan settings as well. That is also running at default, so you could definitely increase the fan RPM using the Firestorm utility software, and that will help you decrease the temperature levels. But look at this game. Look at the lighting there with the flashlight now going through here, through the warehouse. And again, you really get to appreciate the realism here that you have to go through. It's almost like I said earlier, the cinematics. It feels like you're following through in a movie, almost like you're part of it, and yeah, it puts you on the edge of your seat. That's for sure. So going through here, we're almost at the end of this level of this campaign. Just going to get to the checkpoint in just a moment. And once we get to the end of the checkpoint, I'll switch over to the multiplayer mode so you can see that as well. So right here, all we have to do is just get, I believe, 1 or 2 more guys, the enemy, and then we'll be able to turn on the light inside of this place, which, let me see here, going around this corner. Okay, so there's one person, one enemy somewhere around here on this corner. Really trying to make sure that I don't die for you guys. Gonna get you through this. There's one person left, I think, right there. There it is. Okay, so that's pretty much it now, and we can turn on the lights in here to reach the end of this campaign level, this checkpoint. So far, so good. I mean, comment below on the single-player campaign level using the RTX ray tracing enabled here. As you can see, looks great, right? Now let's switch over to the multiplayer core modes that this game has to offer. Here are the different types of modes that we can try. I'm going to try the deathmatch and maybe the domination as well, to show you guys a variety of multiplayer modes here that have the ray tracing enabled. So here we go with the Azir Cave Team Deathmatch mission that we have. I'm going to choose the loadout here that I usually have prepared and ready to go. Nothing too fancy or out of the ordinary here, but definitely doesn't require me to pick up anybody else's weapon. I'm happy with this one here. So again, check out how smooth things are, the visuals. Again, at high settings, I'm running it at 1440p in case you missed that earlier, and I've got a good peripheral vision here, good side view of everything, of what's going on. Plus, of course, you're using the map on the top left corner there, so you can see where everybody is. I'm going to try to stay alive as much as possible here for you guys. And again, I'm loving the lighting. I like the reflections, the shadows, everything. It's just an overall experience in this game, which is really neat. If you haven't tried this game yet, definitely recommend you guys try it out. Not just for the single-player campaign level, but also the multiplayer is really, really fun, especially when they keep adding more modes there to play. It's just keeps you hooked. Now, here in this Team Deathmatch level, we're doing pretty good so far. As you can see, I mean, I haven't really done much yet, but at least I haven't died, so that's always good when you're playing the deathmatch. Alright, so there's my first kill. Alright, so moving on up, going over here, following the team, doing some backup, cautious here. Someone there. Okay. So, alright, starting up here again, going again, running. And again, if you look in the top left corner there where the frames per second are, you know, you can see how much I'm getting. Well over 100 frames per second. Easy. So you know that this game is running smooth. There's definitely no stutter. And sometimes it even hits 200 frames per second. So it can go quite high depending on the scene, how much action, how much is happening on there. You'll notice that it'll jump up all the way up to 200. So that is reassuring, right? That the card is not holding back. It's whatever the screen, the scene, and the action that's happening on there is allowing you to to see. So yes, I did die again, but we keep on getting ourselves, we pick ourselves up, and we go for it again, okay? To try to keep things moving here quick, as fast as possible. So RTX, like I said, is enabled in these core modes, and Team Deathmatch being one of them. Lots of detail in these maps, so they've done a great job. This one being outside, I'm going to show you some domination maps now, so we can switch over and just try something a little bit different, and then you get to appreciate different types of scenes, maps, and lighting effects as well, some shadows that you're getting from the ray tracing. So far so good, not doing too bad here, not doing too bad. Again, very quick, very fast. That's what it's all about. You can't be hanging around for too long in a deathmatch, otherwise you're going to die pretty quick. But interesting enough that they've set things up here that you could basically almost hide. I mean, look at this. I can go all the way back here to the beginning of the map, and there's just nobody here. It's just like totally empty in this portion. I guess now you can take a look and see the scene without anybody interrupting, and get a feel for how detailed this looks. Comment below if you have this game, if you've played it already. Perhaps you've played previous Call of Duty games from the series, and you're planning on maybe trying this one out. What do you think so far of the Zotac 2080 Super Amp Extreme? Awesome gaming experience so far. Because this card, I tell you, it rocks. It's got enough memory, okay, to run this at the display settings that I mentioned, 1440p on high settings. Now I'm going to switch over here to domination, same exact graphics settings, and the scene is a little bit different, so you know, frames per second are going to fluctuate. As you can see, they're not always going to be the same. Depends on the level, depends on the game and the mode and what you're doing. This one is more like a capture the flag type of game, as you can see right there. We're standing by as a team, capturing it, and then moving on as a group. And that's really key. I mean, if you want to make it far in this game, you got to kind of stick together, unless, of course, everybody else around you is dead, which is what happened here. But, you know, oh, there's one guy right there. So, basically, this level is more intense when it comes to the graphics, the scene, and what they've done on it, obviously, and that's why we've got a little bit lower frames per second, but that doesn't take away how smooth it is. I mean, you can see right there, there has not been one stutter. I did not see anything with respect to lag. Obviously, my connection to the internet is fast, so, you know, we got definitely no lag happening here, and my CPU is not bottlenecking anything, so it's really a great experience with the Zotac 2080 Super Amp Extreme. Living up to the expectations here, as you can see. It's doing great. Seems to not just love showing us this game, loves everything about the gaming PC that I've set up here, and it works great. So whether you want to install this graphics card in an AMD system or an Intel system, you know, it's your choice. Whatever flavor, you know, you like the best. But bottom line is, you want a super smooth gaming experience. You want to run things at the highest settings. You don't want to hold back. And this is definitely doing that, right? This is giving it all for you and making it the best experience you can have. And I'm loving it. So we're going to move over to one last domination map. Okay, now that you've kind of got a feel for this one. Again, I'm moving around really fast. Trying not to stay still. Capture the flag, defense type of map, domination mode here. And, oh, what happened? This guy. I could swear I got him, but anyways. We're going to go over to another domination map now that is in the city. Okay, so we're going to switch over to that in just a moment. Just finish up here a little bit, and then we'll show you a different type of environment so that you get, again, another sense on how things look and feel when you're playing this game. So we did a night scene. We did one out there in the desert, lots of light and sunlight. This one's more indoors, most of the time in that warehouse. And after the warehouse, we're going to go into more of a city scene now that will give us a mix of both indoor and outdoor. Okay. And again, I guess one of the things that I gotta admit that right now I'm not really trying too hard to stick with the team and capture the flags. I guess what I'm really trying to do the most here is just show you guys the gameplay, moving around and trying to stay alive as much as possible. But I don't know where everybody is. I'm just by myself here on this, capturing this this flag. Okay, there, I'm out. Okay, so next one. Let's see if we can move over to a different map. Just see if we can wrap this game up here quickly. And there's that guy right there. Yeah, each level has a different different type of mode, different type of difficulty level. You're gonna see, there's gonna be some limitations on where you can hide. Obviously, people that have played this the longest know all the little hidden spots. They have the best tricks up their sleeve to be able to catch you. But I'm getting familiar with it. Little by little, I'm getting familiar with all of those sweet spots that you're able to hide and catch people as they're coming out, and they don't even know that you're there. So once you get familiar with these places, where to hide, where to come in, it gets easier and easier, right? Alright, so we're moving over, same loadout here, moving over to another map, domination again, so same type of deal, capture the flag type of deal, but in the city, which is pretty cool. It looks like an abandoned city. Streetcars, been abandoned here on the side. You can see them there. Everybody's just kind of left. It's got this eerie feeling, like, where is everybody, right? And in this level, frames per second are, again, high. Very smooth. We're hitting easy above 80 frames per second, and it touches 200. It comes right back down. So again, fluctuates depending on how much I'm moving, what's in the scene. Takes all of that into consideration. Are you looking at the reflections there on the floor? I mean, that is just awesome. So it's just eye candy all over the place here, right? So you got not just the ray tracing going on, which is obviously enabled, and the shadows, the reflections, everything's pretty neat. I'm going to use this little spot right here to hide and wait for someone to come to see. See, there comes one, and that's how you get them, right? So I didn't even know about this spot. I just hid there in that corner. I just figured that's a spot to hide, wait for someone to come try to capture C, and as they come to capture C, you get them, right? So it's kind of like using logic and common sense a little bit in the game, but it is all about teamwork too. So think about that. So when you're playing, you got to stick with the team, right? Got to stick with the team. Again, I'm just trying to stay alive as much as possible for you guys so that you can see again the gameplay. I'm trying not to die. If I go with the team, most likely, we'll die pretty quick because everybody's gonna encounter each other pretty soon. See, here we go. We all managed to meet each other. So there we go. We're gone. All right. So I think it's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better graphics card to really enjoy this game, and definitely recommend it if you guys are thinking about upgrading from your current graphics card. Maybe you've got something that definitely does not have RTX capabilities. Maybe you can't even run games smoothly at 1440p, right? You've been running at 1080 for a long time. So if you're thinking about upgrading, the Zotac 2080 Super Amp Extreme is definitely there for you. They've got a series of super cards, and I'll add the link below to the Zotac shop so you guys can check them out. Beautiful card, as you can see right there with the RGB lighting and everything in my case. It looks terrific. like to thank Zotac for providing it. Comment below, let me know what you think, and again, thank you for watching.